Back at it once again, like usual, Alpha Pack Academy, Crypto Academy. So we're happy to have everybody here as usual. I'm Bossgang VIP, joined with my man, Invest for Legacy, man. What's good?
Welcome everybody, YouTube family, Pack family. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight for sure. Looking forward to breaking down this latest reversal for sure, making sure everybody know it's a great time to be buying in the crypto market. Just making sure everybody know like what's going on, the latest news. So always looking forward to doing that, making sure everybody's on point and not being left in the culture for sure. So appreciate you guys joining us tonight, like usual. This has only been growing, so excited to be here with you guys. Bossgang, how you been doing,
dope. Bro? Man, I'm real good, man. Just working hard as usual, continuing to try to provide as much value as we can for the members and teaching and giving them a little insight to the market, just a different perspective, man, beyond just options trade and whatnot, just help people get a fundamental understanding of the market to try to figure out how to give themselves an advantage. So we killing the market, team is winning, education is good. I mean, I don't got nothing to complain about. What about yourself, man?
Yeah, hey man, that definitely same here, man. Same here. That's the easy part, though. I'm sure we could find something if we really tried. Nobody listen, though.
Right.
Let's get into some of these updates, brother. I don't want to hold the people all night because we will be discussing Web 3.0 tonight. Just wrote that. My screen looking pink to you as well, Bossgang?
No, it's good.
Okay, for some reason it looks pink on my screen. It's weird. Okay, but as long as you guys see it as normal white. But you know how we like to start. We like going over the top 10, seeing if anything changed from there. It has not typically, but Bitcoin is definitely back above 40,000, which is great for the overall market. We know this. Ethereum strongly back above 3,000. We love to see that as well. Both of them took a dip down. Bitcoin right below 30,000, which I think is pretty sure the bottom was the bottom here. We'll see once we pull up the charts clearer. But Ethereum reached under 3,000 briefly as well. So those seem to be the new bottoms for both of the big boys in crypto. Tether's not worth mentioning. It's still top 3. Binance holding that 4th spot down still. XRP, that jumped a couple spots since last week. That was at 8, but it has jumped up to 6. XRP, they got some good news, a small win in their SEC court case. Nothing major to report, but just a small win within the case. And that was the catalyst for them jumping 30% this last week. So happy about that. I know a lot of people invest in XRP. I always want to see people win. I know when I make jokes about it, it's just not my personal favorite at all. But we gotta be those investors where we weed out what's not for us quickly. So XRP, I'm happy to see that. And I know that paid some people for sure. Cardano still holding the smart contract platform. The two, Cardano and Solana, the ones that got lapped by XRP this week, 2 smart contract platforms. And Polkadot and Terra Luna still holding down those 9th and 10th spots. So not too much change in the top 10. But yeah, let's just give you guys do want to highlight this. We are strongly back above 2 trillion overall market cap. Very important there, guys. When doing this dip, we fell, I think, a low of about 1.6 trillion. But again, we bring up those charts very soon to confirm that. Actually, yep, that's what it's time for. Let me bring up that chart now for the overall market cap. All right. There we go. Excuse me. All right, guys. So yeah, at SPY currently we are not on the stock market. So let's get over to the crypto charts. Okay, so this chart actually says we fell back under 2 trillion. We're at 199 apparently, and this I believe this chart over CoinGecko, just that this information could be a more accurate, you know. So, but we're right there. We're oh, sorry about that. Yep, we're right there, guys. Right below 2 trillion, 1.99, literally. We are above last week's high. We are straters here in the Alpha Pack, so we mainly concentrate on price action for sure. This is a higher high. This is above last week. The pink level here is last week's high, and we are strongly above that. So that's the main thing that we worry about and we focus on is the price action. And this is a sign of a strong reversal, a 2-2 reversal and a continuation after that on the week time frame. So we're very happy about this. We see this as a bottom, last month's low, which would be, like I said, the overall market cap was at 1.48 trillion. That was the lowest that it got. So that's good. Definitely happy it's back above 2. Or just fighting with that level, but definitely wanted to get it back above 2. But the highest that with the overall market cap ever received was 3 trillion right here at the peak. So we're hoping to get back up there for sure. That's where we're hoping this level of magnitude will reach for sure. This of its overall total market cap. But Bitcoin and Ethereum has been leading this bounce back. This is the overall total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those two have the main, does have the bulk and the choke, the market cap in crypto. So it's good to track this to understand what altcoins are doing right now. They're above last week's high as well. So it's a higher high, and we are feeling bullish on altcoins, certainly, for sure. But it's good to see that market cycles are still repeating themselves, and that Bitcoin and Ethereum are still leading the way, and that this, we want things to be predictable to a certain extent. So they're still doing their thing. Let's get to Bitcoin's individual chart. Same here. Looks the same as the overall market cap. 2-2 reversal. Again, we reached a low of 32,000. I didn't know it got that low, but yeah, it bounced. So it had a lot of buy orders. You see those long wicks, a lot of buy orders waiting under that 30,000 for sure. Actually, it never reached under 30,000. I thought it reached under 30,000. 32 was the low here. But please keep in mind that a lot of these crypto charts are different. Literally, this one is from Coinbase. You can see here the source is from Coinbase. But if I literally use a Binance or a different exchange chart for Bitcoin, it may say the low was a little bit lower, a little bit different. So looking forward to that being like, that's not the case in the stock market. All charts are the same. So I'm looking forward to that a little bit more in the crypto world for all charts to be kind of more uniform, but they're not off by a lot at all. So, but according to this chart, the low of this dip was at 33,000, around at 32, just under 33,000. But I could have sworn I seen it bounce under 30,000 very briefly. Could have been less than an hour, less than that, because I know a lot of buy orders was waiting for Bitcoin under that price for sure. Not only for retail investors, but for large companies out here for sure. So even countries, we got countries using as a legal tender nowadays. So Ethereum, same here, guys. Same chart, very strong reversal above last week's high. We like that. Lowest, according to this chart, and this is sourced from KuCoin, one of my favorite exchanges. This one lowest here was at $21,057. $2,157. So yeah, those are the charts we like to go through typically on a weekly basis. The most important charts, if you ask me, that you need to stay on top of in crypto, that market cap, Bitcoin, and of course Ethereum for sure. So let's get in some of the highlights that we want to, of the news that happened in this previous week that we want to make sure that we bring to your attention before we deep dive into Web 3.0. Of course, we just like taking a quick glance at the heat map just to get a good feel of the last 24 hours. Nice green. We love to see this. So red, Luna red, but for the most part, top 25 looking very green. All right, guys, this is some exciting news from Apple that I wanted to make sure I brought to our attentions. Apple iPhone feature soon will give merchants the ability to accept crypto payments. I'm happy about this. I was definitely getting frustrated with Apple for a long time, hearing their like we heard rumors about their AR glasses for a long time now, but they really haven't been as aggressive or innovative as they should be and could be when it comes to crypto or the metaverse. If you ask me, for a while now, they're too big in the tech world and important. They're the biggest company in the world. They have too much power, you know. So we hear companies buying land up in the metaverse left or right, but still haven't heard anything like that from Apple. Was kind of, you know, frustrating, you know, especially since everybody feels I'm an Apple user. Plenty of us are Apple users. Plenty of us feel that since Steve Jobs died, they have been allergic to innovation in a lot of ways. You know, iPhones kind of keep repeating themselves, but they have, you know, that they have a very impressive moat to their business and their business model. So you literally have, you know, once you become an Apple user, it's kind of very hard to lose it. And you know, I don't even want to lose it, but I just want them to be more aggressive with their innovation at times, for sure. So, Bossgang, anything you have to say about Apple before we move on? You know, they're the big, huge player in the stock market, very huge, you know, and pretty much the biggest part of all major exchanges. So, you know, when Apple moves, it's good for the overall market. So,
Yeah, I wanna see how this works out in real life. I'm a big proponent of like what actually happens in real life, because a lot of times we'll get ideas and thoughts that they were gonna make a car a few months ago. You know,
exactly.
so I'm gonna see how this actually plays out in real life. I'm gonna see what merchants they're using. Are they you know, specifically? Is this gonna be at Target? Is this gonna be at Walmart?
Right.
When's the rollout, or is it just an the idea is great? What companies are they going to use to actually facilitate the transactions? Apple's not a cryptocurrency transaction or company, so unless they, you know, got some people working in the black background on a, you know, blockchain innovation or something, I'm not really sure how far along it's going to be. It's again, it says upcoming. I don't know. I don't know. To me, upcoming. I don't even know what that. I don't know what that means. I don't. You know, that's one of those vague terms. Upcoming. I don't know. Do we do it and just to see if it sticks, or, you know, what's that? It's upcoming. I don't know. That could be a year. It could be 2. I don't know. But you know, there's practical things behind it. It would be great. It would help, you know, speed along the process and just the overall acceptance of cryptocurrency. I think, like, you know, I mentioned crypto.com. I believe it's going to be doing that similar. And we invest a lot of companies in the stock market who are going to help conduct these transactions like IGT. But it's interesting to see how this actually plays out in real life beyond just, you know, articles and rumors and whatnot.
Yeah, they have so much power to affect crypto like overnight. So because they have so many users basically already of their software. So, you know, if they just make it easier to buy things using Apple software with crypto, I do imagine that it can definitely be bullish for the market for sure. So definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Apple,
you know, I like the crypto infrastructure. I was gonna say I don't see why they don't have a crypto infrastructure. It's like everybody else. You gotta take advantage and be able to reward these people in the ecosystem that, you know, you got these people in there for years and years and years. You got to get in that crypto and give them some airdrops, give them some free this and free this and free access to new products for, you know, actually get something for being a loyal customer and, you know, getting your internet throttle. You putting me through that.
I agree.
You got to give me something.
I agree, brother, because it's like, you know, we're the day of just waiting, you know, of waiting around the block for a pair of mics is dying because Nike's they're wising up to know that let's reward our loyal customers by providing them with an NFT, and with that NFT, you won't have to wait in line. You'll have exclusivity. You'll have
Right.
rights to one of our shoes at box price. They haven't done this yet, but I'm just saying that they are taking steps to, that like Apple
It's coming.
should and needs to be, to reward their loyal customers for sure. Yeah.
Man.
So
Using their products, man. They use a product, get some coins.
exactly.
You visit
Come on now.
the website through us.
It's funny. It's funny though, because I'm gonna share this
stay
link.
for a year, you get so many. You stay 2 years, you get more.
Yeah. It's actually, I forgot, I never told you about this, brother, but like 2 weeks ago, I woke up to a text from a friend saying, sending me like a page basically of Apple dropping a coin. And I'm like, hold on now. Like, my ears way too in tune to the market to not hear about the biggest company in the world coming out of cryptocurrency. This is fake. Like, and it was definitely fake. Like, they just had some iPads and stuff like there on the screen to make it look real, like it was really legit from Apple. But I'm like, come on now, this is something that I would have been heard about a long time ago for sure. And like, so like, this is fake. So I'm gonna send you that link, bro. It's like it's hilarious. They put some work into this type of stuff though.
We saw the fake
wallet
NFL
to buy some Apple coin, but trust me, you won't be getting anything. It's crazy. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll go to our next topic, next subject here. This is a hot subject lately. I don't know if you've been hearing about all the Joe Rogan issues going on. So essentially, I haven't listened to the episode, so I don't know where all the details. But I think he basically had some type of doctor on his podcast, and the doctor was going into details about how the variant is essentially, we all kind of been exposed at this point, and it's not as big as a threat. It's not as big as a threat as the government is still trying to make it seem. And this is something I've been saying personally to, we've been saying personally for a long time. And yeah, Charles Anderson, that's the name of the doctor. Yeah, so I'm definitely I'm interested in this information. And the biggest thing, he's been getting all type of pushback from this, because to be honest, Joe Rogan is the mainstream news nowadays. His viewership is a lot higher than Fox, a lot higher than any of these big news companies. So they can't spread the and another thing about Joe Rogan, he doesn't have just short 30-second, 30-minute or 5-minute sound. Yeah, he has 11 million subscribers. He doesn't have just short sound bites like they do in news segments, to where they can try to just force quick answers out of you they has you as a ghost. As a guest, or they so they actually his podcast going to real detail, real conversations. So so they can't control the narrative as much at all on his with his being the mainstream news and information, and he's that for over 11 million subscribers consistently. So I'm all for this open dialogue, but anyway, he's been getting all type of smear campaigns going against him, some old news old clips brought up against him, and just trying to make him look bad. Since then, I still respect the guy. Still, I'm not a podcast listener, but I've always thought he would, gave good information. But I say all this to say, just to give you some backstory. But the site called Rumble, which is a crypto-based company, they offer him 100 million. To bring his podcast over there, and they are there for open speech in every way. Of course, he rejected it because he's kind of stated and that he's going to live or die by Spotify after making that huge deal with them, which I can respect. And I know Spotify, as much as they're trying to cater to the masses that are complaining, which is that kind of just the big dogs, the people, mainstream media, just trying to get this smear campaign. Because I'm sure his loyal subscribers, they're not complaining about this information at all. But yeah, the guy, but Rumble, like again, he rejected the offer. Rumble would have been a good idea would have been good and very bullish for crypto. If you ask me, if he did take this opportunity, it would have been, you know, he would have had more freedom. It would have had to worry about but he's saying Spotify has hung in with them explicitly. You can see here his answer there of why he denied them. But Spotify has shown support, which is rightfully so. They're his biggest cash cow, and I think he's bringing more numbers in than most popular rappers nowadays. So of course they're going to stand behind him and not, you know, let this boot him from their platform, because if they did, they would not be changing his life at all. You know, his subscribers is going to follow him wherever he goes. But I think this would have been very bullish for crypto. This is going to go into Web 3.0 a little bit more, what we're going to talk about later on. But this is kind of essentially, as creators, us having all the control, not allowing being on a platform like Spotify, where they could boot us out if they wanted to. But I think Spotify sees where we're heading in technology and with Web 3.0. So I don't think they're way too wise to even threaten Joe Rogan too much at all in this situation. So definitely wanted to bring this to our Pack family's attention, our YouTube family's attention, just to discuss it. Very relevant in today's pop culture, and also relevant in what we're talking about today with Web 3.0, because they can't, like maybe 5 years ago, like he would have been sweating a lot more bullets, you know, if you ask me, basically because a company like Spotify would have had a lot more control over his platform. But that's definitely not the case nowadays. So anything you wanted to comment on with this, Bossgang?
No, you're bringing up some good points about the control and everything that we about to get into with the Web 3.0. But
Yes.
as we know, the power is supposed to belong to the people. It's supposed to belong to the creators, and nobody else. It's supposed to be able to stop you. As long as you're not hurting anybody specifically, directly, you know, you should be able to run your program the way you want to. So that's what it's all about.
We're supposed to be the nation of free speech, right?
Decentralized media. We can share the messages that need to be shared, push the causes we want to push.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm confident going to die with this generation. We just kind of, you know, our generation, we have too much common sense, and it's just like, you guys are not going to keep feeding us shit and expecting us to think it's be sugar for so long, you know. So the people in power have been doing that in many ways for so long. So we'll see. Yeah, things. Let's get into some NFT news, some NFT updates before we get into Web 3.0, the topic on hand tonight. Let's refresh, make sure this data is up to date. The volume, the daily, as we can see, since it kind of peaked out here on what day was that? That was the second. I mean, that was the 1st of February. It was the highest day this month, with 250 daily value, 250 daily volume, and we can see that the January was the best month in crypto. I mean, NFTs yet so far. OpenSea alone, this chart it's only analyzing OpenSea's volume, but it reached just under 5 billion. But the overall NFT, including other exchanges where you can buy NFTs, I think it reached over 7 billion for the month. Very impressive, very exciting for sure. But as we see, the daily volume has been trickling down slowly. We can expect this, though. We did expect this with the reversal happening in crypto. We know, if you know the NFTs, you should know that they kind of correlate with Ethereum. When Ethereum is pumping, NFTs are kind of wavering down, you know, if that makes sense. So there's just funds transferring, people cashing out on their NFTs to hold that Ethereum right now, which makes sense. You know, Ethereum is pumping. Is like, again, last week it was the low of 2,100. It's back above 33 now, 3,300. So there's some good gains for sure, and it makes sense that, you know, people will want to, you know, it's all about just staying within the current trends. No matter what market you're in, you just got to be adaptable, move like water. You know, we kind of one of the things that we preach here in in Alpha Pack, and also just hold on to those NFT projects that you believe in long term. You know, they're offering staking with NFTs nowadays. So a lot of these NFTs, they create passive income for you while you're holding them. I know a lot of the ones that we're into on Alpha Pack, we allow, that's kind of the ones that what we're doing. That's our strategy. We're just going to stake them while we hold them. And then the ones that we can't stake, that program, the projects that we believe in long term, we're still just going to hold. You know, we got diamond hands. We know that NFTs cycle will come back soon, or maybe in the next couple months, I expect for sure, bull run. But let's not forget, Coinbase has still yet to drop their NFT platform. So I know that may make this next bull run and NFTs come back a lot faster than typical. I would say typically around 2 to 3 months is the cycle, from what I've been noticing, of when they'll reach their peak. NFTs. But I you know, with more and more big companies adapting them daily, and with, again, one of the biggest platforms out there dropping an NFT platform very soon, which will bring millions more. I don't think it'll be that long before we see another bull run and us seeing the daily volume above 200 billion in the NFT space for sure. I don't see it being that long, but we shall see. Gucci buys some lands in the.
I was gonna say too.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, just real quick. So just when we look at these runs, it's just like in stocks, with volume and whatnot. It doesn't mean that people are necessarily selling. It's just that the buying volume will slow down. So the floors of projects can be fine or whatever, but just in these rotations, we'll get the actual buying volume to come back in. But that's cool, because if you're already in the projects, they're gonna have to buy them from you.
Exactly.
So just want to make that clear. Not that people are necessarily selling. It's just that the buy volume is not as high as it was in January.
Yeah. Nice. Good point there. Thanks for clear. Yep. That's definitely worth clarifying there. The buying volume is not as high. That's a good point. Great point. Thank you for that, Bossgang. All right, guys. Gucci has been, they've been going hard with the metaverse lately. About 2 weeks ago, they dropped their first NFT. Now they're buying some land. So Gucci buys land in Sandbox. So that we you know, we're investors and we're holders of Sandbox tokens. So we love seeing that, you know, the momentum that Sandbox keeps up. You know, they know how to stay relevant in the culture. They between partnering with people like Snoop Dogg and major companies like Walking Dead, major TV shows, like major brands. So Sandbox is definitely going to be a big player in the metaverse for a long time coming, if you ask me. So I'm very bullish on Sandbox. I bought some more during this dip that we had for sure. And metaverse tokens have, a lot of them have reversed at the same time as Ethereum and Bitcoin, which is very good. Usually Bitcoin and Ethereum leads the way. But, you know, I highlighted in our group that a lot of metaverse tokens are doing the same. And Sandbox was one of them as well, too. Very strong 2-2 reversal on the week for them as well. And 2-2 continuation going into this week as well. This week just started on Monday. So higher highs, guys. We want to see those trends. We want to see those higher highs for sure. So this is going into kind of what we're preaching on today. Aave launches a Web3 social media platform. Aave is a big player, if you don't know about them, within the crypto space, within the crypto companies out there. Definitely worth you knowing about them. They are launching basically a social media where they're giving all the power to content creators. You know, this is, let me read this statement by them. We wanted to build a social media protocol, or essentially a social graph, to make those profiles on chain, following the relationships on chain, and creating permissionless way to distribute content between creator and audience. So imagine Facebook on the blockchain. You know, if I make a Instagram post, it'll, you know, and it goes viral, that will be on the blockchain. So, you know, that and we know once things are on the blockchain, they're cemented and they are forever there. They can't be deleted or altered. So I like this, I think that, will incentivize creators to be even more creative. I have plenty of Instagram comedians that I follow that I can tell that they put a lot of work into their craft. You can tell that with their consistency, with networking together, how they do, and they put a lot of work into their craft. So I don't, we're gonna go into more details about this when we bring up Rev 3.0, but I don't see why Instagram should be, the main benefactor of all the work that those people are putting in. So I'm excited about this. We'll be checking that out, this platform, especially when it drops. But just keep you guys up to date with this as well. So this is where we're heading, people. This is where we're heading at in society today. The people are tired of just lining the pockets of the rich. If the government is not going to secure and protect the middle class, how we've been complaining to them to do forever, then we're going to figure out it ourselves. So I'm proud of the people people really don't understand what's going on here. Just kind of essentially us taking power in a lot of ways, and they're going to keep down talking crypto. They're going to keep spreading fear about crypto. But once understand why Bitcoin was even invented, and at the time it was invented, which is, essentially during the last crash, big bank crash in 08, Satoshi Nakamoto, he didn't want to, the man who created Bitcoin, he was tired of giving big banks so much power, which is one of the main reasons why he created cryptocurrency. And guys, this is I'm still proud to see that this is the root of a lot of innovation still going into crypto today. This is beautiful to me, so excited. Well, I know this is going to go into our Web3 conversation, so Bossgang, you want to save your comments for then, but
yes, sir.
Yeah, this is great time to be alive, guys. All right, I think that's all the news I wanted to bring up this week before we got into our topic. Anything you want to say before we start our subject breakdown of Web 3.0?
No, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So yes, guys, this is essentially the next evolution of the web. Before we get into Web 3.0, I want to kind of just break down what 1.0 was and 2.0 was. So we have a kind of a clearer understanding of the innovation that's happening here. So let's say Web 3.0, Web 1.0, it lasted between 91 and I would say early 2000s, 04. We can call this the internet age. It was just static pages, landing pages, essentially. The people even called it read only, essentially, at the time. You can imagine a bunch of pages like Wikipedia. You'll just go essentially just to read things and to consume information. You can call this age of the internet the consumer era of the internet for sure. People would just come to consume information during these times. A little bit after 04, 2004, you can say we got into 2.0. Programs like Flash and Java, they made user web experiences better slowly over the years during the 90s for sure. More exciting. You'll see some little videos on pages. But during the main difference during 2.0 that I want to highlight was the interactivity of the internet, meaning that pages not only pages didn't only give us information, but we started to give information. They tried to get information from us as well. So basically, as we would view Facebook, MySpace, YouTube, Google, etc., all these centralized companies would get information from us. They would collect information from us. They would basically to serve us to stay on their sites. Essentially that's what it started off as. But making them, and this was essentially just to make them more money, which makes sense. They want to learn us as a customer, but eventually, guys, they learned that they could profit a lot more from selling our personal information to other brands, to the highest bidders, basically. This became the information of this became the age of lack of privacy. I want to call this age of the lack of privacy in the internet. These algorithms literally knew things about us before we knew about them ourselves. Basically, they still do to this day. It was a story about I remember reading a story about a guy who found out he was having a baby because he kept getting diapers advertisements to his phone and his internet while he was surfing the web before he even knew he was before his woman even told him they were having a baby. So it's crazy. It's essentially, they know, like I said, they know a lot more about us before we even know about things about ourselves. These algorithms are very, very smart. They track our searches. They track our, us. I think even nowadays they can hear us. Because I knew, it's been tested where I've seen somebody doing an experiment where they were talking about dog food around their phone for a long time, and just mentioning dog food over and over, and then they start seeing dog food ads as they surf the web on their phone. Mm-hmm. So they get tricky. They get very creative with how they learn our personal information, which is not okay all the time. Very much so not okay all the time. So that's privacy is another big thing that's being ushered in with Web 3.0. That's definitely a big thing that's coming with Web 3.0. So they may have started off good with good intentions with collecting information about us, but it's definitely gotten ridiculous if you ask me. It's definitely got invasive beyond what's okay if you ask me. So I'm just somebody who's very excited about Web 3.0. So that's where we are now, guys. The next evolution is not a lot of information about Web 3.0 yet online because it's such a young concept. But essentially, this is what we're talking about now is the theory of where we're heading with it, and all the developers in crypto. That's the way that they're creating. That's what they're creating towards. So essentially, imagine, so next evolution of the internet, in 2.0, we were the product. In 3.0, think of us as aiming for us to be the owner of our content, and we are the product, basically. We are the creators, basically, in that sense. And so in theory, basically, it's soon enough, every online company should be ran by a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. If you guys, we'll talk more about DAOs later, but that's essentially what they are. It's no big guy at the top like there is at Google, saying that we need to increase our bottom line in this area. It's essentially ran by smart contracts, and with smart contracts, if we do this, then that will happen. It's all set in advance. It's all for the benefit of the masses, of the users. Even NFTs are kind of ran in the same way. The creators of the NFT, they, after reselling them, they get about 5 to 10% of the resale profits, but majority of the profit is going to the people who invested in the project, and who believed in the project and who wanted to benefit from the project. So it's continuing what we've been building with crypto, money for the people. Somebody asked, how do I think Web 3.0 will affect the market, positive, negative, or effective? That's very, we'll get to the questions soon, but that's a good one. Bossgang, anything you want to add so far? So we broke down 1.0, we broke down what 2.0 is, and we kind of broke down the idea of Web 3.0 and where we're heading with it, and how it would benefit us as the creators more than ever, and how the company, the websites will be different. They will be ran by DAOs instead of a big company like Google in the middle who's looking to profit from us. Things will be completely different in many ways. Bossgang, let me get your thoughts so far on 3.0 and what are you excited in particular about it?
Yeah, I'm excited about 3.0 for a lot of reasons. So basically what happens is these social media companies are not the actual content creators, they're just platforms. So we the people are the ones who post the pictures, we share the stories, we're the ones creating interaction, we create the communities, we create the marketplace, and we create this entire ecosystem for these companies, and they take the information and they are the ones who benefit from all the work that we as the creators, the people who use the platform, um, we're not getting anything for everything that we build. So also we look at things like Facebook. You know, I've been on there and been what they they put me in Facebook jail for just sharing an opinion based on some kind of algorithm, and not because that there was actually anything wrong. And the control of information is the biggest thing. So we want to be able to get people accurate information. So the same way we can have Jim Cramer or Kramer on CNBC, because he's part of this media, he can give you bad information
Yeah, yeah, he
because he's
does.
part of the big media that's helping control these narratives. We can see people on Twitter, pumping these stocks, giving bad information for stocks that are not worth anything. And these are the things that get pushed to the front of these algorithms for a purpose. And you see these things, even bad information gets a ton of interactions. So what we want to do is have the correct and accurate information not be censored and pushed back and pushed to the front, and then allow people to make their own decisions so that the information given it to them is not coming from any centralized party. We can all share views around the world. We can come up to if not some kind of consensus, something that everybody can agree to. Right now, we're just kind of at the mercy of the centralized platforms. At the moment that they say you're saying something that we don't like, we're going to shut you down. So power to the
Yeah.
people. With Web 3.0 for sure.
Yes,
For
yes,
sure.
exciting for sure. Yeah, we're definitely agreeing there, brother. Um, let's so we got, I think everybody has a good idea of what a 3.0 is and the benefits of it. Do you Boss Gang, you see any bad things possibly coming up with Web 3.0, any negative things? And do you think that is some platforms should be centralized and some websites should be centralized?
Now, I just think that the world will take care of itself, just like it
Yeah,
always does. There's always more good than bad in the world overall, and I just think a lot of times, even with the type of media, they always want to, put the things that's
push the
going to get
negative.
you clickbait. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
literally going to try to distract you with
yeah,
the clickbait and stuff like that. So it's not a problem with the information. Information is a power. The problem is it doesn't even matter what opinions are. The problem is when everything is not counted equally, and because it's centralized, somebody has their own agenda that you have to focus on. So you don't actually get both sides, or even more than two sides, multiple sides.
yeah,
Different people in different countries are going to have, if you're in Europe, you might have a different perspective than somebody in Africa, than somebody in the United States, but all those opinions are valid. And we need to do what's the best for everybody overall. And because the way the media is decentralized, we can't do that. Can people spread bad information? Yes, but they can spread bad information right now, and it's centralized bad information. It's
mm-hmm,
centralized, and they're
like
putting it out of people's algorithm when you turn on the page and it's clickbait.
yeah,
So yeah, people can use it for bad. You can use anything for bad.
yeah,
I can use fire to cook with. I can use it to burn down the house. The thing about it is, it's not the actual tools itself. It's
that's
who's
word.
in control. Is it a guy running around with a torch, torching everybody? And that's what the 2.0 is. You got people running around with the torches, torching everybody, and nobody else has a lighter. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
else has a lighter. So now we're gonna even it out. Everybody get torches now, and right. And now the fight is even. So you don't want to get
um,
burned. I don't want to get burned. So now we
yep.
just gonna have to come to some kind of understanding.
Hey man, oh man, I always love the pictures that my brother paints. Boss Gang, man, he well said, well said. I agree. And yeah, man, I back to the question that that I asked, basically just to add what you're saying. I agree, man. They really feel and act like they have to hold our hands and protect us in so many ways, and it's really not it's really not, they're not really doing a good job. They're really not doing, like you said, all this information is getting spread regardless. Yeah, but they're just the ones benefiting from the good and the bad information right now. So, you know, at least with Web 3.0, if somebody's putting out some bad information, at least if they're putting out bad information, but they're consistent enough with their bad information that they build a platform and they got people supporting them in their thoughts, hey, more power to them. You know, they putting in that work, and they got enough believers somehow, you know, to where of course, I don't think it should be anything negative, like, you know, we're gonna, you know, march on the Capitol again type information. I think that type of information should be, you know, be kind of controlled to a certain point. But at the same time, you know, if we're adults, you know, if you're looking for, even it's information that they can find and it's blog sites that they can find with people with that mindset now, you know, there's you know, those, they have their private black
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. So in the world, it's been going on for a long time. We've had a lot of nations, we've had a lot of empires come and go before social media. There were people being slaughtered and killed all over the planet before social media, before television, before radio. A lot of this happens because of a lack of information. So I'm not going to say Facebook caused problems in the world. No, I'm not. That's what I'm. That's what I'm not going to. That's what I'm not going to do. We've had plenty of problems before that. If you got rid of social media, that doesn't mean that people are not going to still be evil. They'll just find different ways to focus their energy. But the thing about it is, these websites, they're attacking and they're targeting people. They're centralized, attacking people who have power with a message that they want you to have. It's so crazy. I mentioned Facebook earlier. When I'm at the point where I'm scared to go to jail, if I type the wrong thing and I have to question what I type, whether I believe it's bad or not, I'm having to think in my mind, is someone else going to say it's bad? And so that's a terrible way to start. You know, I like to express my opinion. I want to be able to say what I got to say. So as long as I'm not hurting anybody, I should be able to do it. So one of the things I would say things like this, just in real life, if I said anything toward black men. So if I say things like black men need to stick together on Facebook, that'll be taken down. You can't say things like black men need to stick together. They don't like that in the algorithm. I don't know. It's like it's taken as a threat or something. Crazy. It's not taken as a threat. We know exactly what it is. It's centralized. They do not want that message to go viral. Yep, that's not the information that they want to pop up on people's timelines. They want their message to pop up. So people always had their agendas. We're not going to blame, you know, Facebook for people having evil hearts.
Exactly. And that's honestly one of the biggest things that I'm concerned about, and a lot of people who with our mindset are concerned about Facebook or Meta and their metaverse. You know, am I going to be walking around as my avatar, and if I say certain things, am I going to just get booted out? Like, yeah, like, so we don't need, you know, we don't need Meta aspect to the metaverse, you know. So yeah, I appreciate it. So yeah, I got some questions that I from PAC members, and that I definitely interested to hear your perspective on. It's Strat Demon. He say, what crypto will benefit the most from Web 3.0? That's definitely Ethereum, Solana, all the smart contract platforms. The Web 3.0 will be huge. You want to be definitely behind some big smart contract platforms for sure. Anything you want to add to that, Bossgang, before we continue with the next question?
No, I think you hit those. And so here's the thing: it's all new. So as we're going over these market caps, it'll change.
Yeah,
you know, month to month, week to week, 6 months at a time. So we got to track it. We'll see what it's just like anything else. We got to stay on top of the news and find out, you know, who's growing and who's putting in the work, and which things are really going to stick long term for sure.
Yes,
We kind of have a basis for sure, the ones you mentioned, but we just got to keep our eyes on it.
Yep. Smart contracts is definitely what you want to be focusing on, though, with benefiting off these Web 3.0, because that's what they'll be ran by essentially. So not all companies, not all coins and cryptocurrencies make smart contracts. So just being aware of the best ones in that category for sure will help. Somebody asked,
what else? Where can we get some land in the metaverse? Yeah, where can we do that?
Where can they buy land in the metaverse?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's answer that question. Wesley Snipes, he asks, where can he buy land in the metaverse? It's not the topic that we're on today, but you can. Sandbox is definitely one that we mentioned before. Blocks is another website. You I kind of think of the metaverse. Don't think of it as think of it as like different video games. That's another way to put it. You could put it like that. Different lands, different. So like eventually Grand Theft Auto might come out with their version of a metaverse to where, I can go buy my house and my land in their metaverse, to where I can go rob a bank and then run back to my safe house, basically, that I own. And then when I don't want that safe house anymore, I can sell it to somebody else. I can level up to a bigger safe house. As essentially kind of like, you buy land. It's a lot of different websites right now to where it's considered even Roblox is kind of considered a version of a metaverse, but you basically want the best ones like Sandbox and Decentraland that are leading the way. You can buy and build land, and you can buy land, build things, rent them out. You can't do that on you can't do that on Roblox yet. So it's not on the same level, but you just basically you want to make sure that you are investing in land that you can use as an asset. Some of these lands that you can buy, you can't really make an asset out of yet, but the best ones you can. You typically going to need at least, I see the cheapest land going for nowadays is about 3,000. But yes, those are the sites that come to mind right now. Sandbox, Decentraland. I know we have a previous Crypto Academy where we went into a lot more details about metaverse land. We actually have a land episode, so a metaverse land episode. So that would definitely help you a lot better. Let's keep it going with the 3.0 questions. I definitely want to hear your intake on this one, Bossgang. How do you think Web 3.0 will affect the market, positive or negative? We kind of see what happened with Facebook. They say a big catalyst with Facebook dropping the way it did after earnings was Apple giving people those privacy settings. Like me personally, I kept my privacy settings open. So basically, if Apple with one of their latest upgrades, they let you give your information out, your data that we were just saying what 2.0 came on Facebook. So they let you search information. All that stuff was available. It's always been available to websites like Google, like Facebook, but with their latest update, they kind of like limited some of that information if you chose to. So the ads, like when I log into Facebook, my ads aren't as tailored to me specifically as they once were. If you cut off that privacy. So that's it. That direct to consumer access that Apple has kind of slowed down with Facebook was one of the big catalysts that why Facebook dropped. So do you think this will affect markets in a negative way? Because that's kind of proof that it may, for sure, if you ask me.
I actually think it's all positive. So because what happens is the more information we have, the more the positive results can be. So what happens is when you get into the decentralized finance, that means the actual centralized finance has a competition. So as we know, we can buy certain cryptos and NFTs. We can get a certain amount of percentage of guaranteed returns, just like in the stock market. So there's actually going to be incentives. The Web 3.0 is going to incentivize the major companies to actually reward their holders. And this is going to be a common thing. So the decentralized nature of things evens the playing field. It basically saying If you want our business, you're going to have to deal with this. If you want to go in here and try to manipulate all these stocks and try to do all kind of stuff with the stock prices and have synthetic shares, guess what we have? Cryptocurrency. Let us know what the numbers are. We want accurate numbers over here. So what it'll end up doing is actually, even in the playing field, even in the regular stock market as we know it, because the standard that we expect is going to be different. People are going to expect to know the numbers inside those books, just like we can see with the blockchain. We just look at these wallets. And so if they're not going to give us access to those wallets, they're going to lose business. So in that sense, for the stockholders, their actual value and us being able to, control interest rates and have, a financial system that works. I'm loving it. The more it's decentralized, it's creating a competition. So instead of having 4, 5, 6 people with all the power, we're going to give everybody a chance to have the power, which means everybody has to be respected equally, which is overall great for everybody, right? Everybody eats.
Yeah, I like that perspective. That's a good point there. Nice. I got a next question from Strat Damon, man. He came with some fire questions. Will NFTs be an important component of Web 3.0? I'll start here and then get your input on it. But I without a doubt, one of the most exciting things that I'm excited about with Web 3.0 is not only the internet but TVs as well, because I can see it benefiting the television as well in many ways. I mentioned it before. I forgot what crypto episode, but one of the biggest TV shows out there is Castlevania. One of these cartoon shows, Nickelodeon denied them playing times, and they went on YouTube, built their buzz up, and then they were able to go from there. Yeah, Stratdemon, yeah. But essentially, we won't need to go and beg the people at the top for opportunity. With Web 3.0, as a creator, as a TV creator, I basically would be able to build my buzz online. And instead of when I need capital to expand the show, I would create a coin and everybody invest or NFT collection of all the favorite characters on the show. That capital will give me what I need to not only grow the product, grow the show. Then you guys will be able to grow with me as coin holders and as NFT holders of the show. So something that comes to mind, like what's one of your favorite shows? That comes to your mind? One of your favorite TV shows, Bossgang?
Well, billions. Let's talk about billions.
Billions. Let's talk about billions. Yeah. So that's one of the best scenes, one of the most exciting scenes on Billions that comes to mind. I forgot what season it was in. It was remember what was the chicken episode? Basically, he was, they were trying to affect the futures market of chicken. Basically, they had a lot of conniving ways back there. But he imagine the NFT of that episode of just that scene to where he was about to run into the chicken farm, and I forgot the guy's name, not Max Cap, not the main character, of course. One of his guys was about to run inside the chicken farm.
Oh, Wags.
Yeah, Wags. He was a soldier.
Yeah, Dollar Bill.
That was Dollar Bill. He was a soldier, man. Gotta respect Dollar Bill. Yeah. He was man. Dollar Bill. He's about to go get the job done. But imagine like just having an NFT of that scene. And that being, one of everybody's favorite scenes, basically, of that season, and me being able to buy that NFT, maybe let's say they drop only 100 NFTs of that scene. Us fans being able to buy an NFT of that scene, and as the series is over, like right now, I was thinking of that the series is still going, Billions is still going, but imagine like if it was like they're done. Like first thing that comes, imagine that they want, like, especially once the series is done, like people are going to be reminiscing, like, man, I wish this was still going. I want to be involved. Like the resale value is going to be great. Like you can that's basically me being able to benefit off of a scene that I love and that I always wanted to remember. And that creates that nostalgic moment for me, but and me being able to resell it to somebody else later on who discovered the show later on after it was discontinued, and just, you know, they like the show too. And NFTs are going to be huge. You know, they're going to be a huge part of the platform of Web 3.0. How other ways do you see it affecting Web 3.0? Like I said, I see it affecting TV shows, not only just websites, for sure.
It affects anybody who's a creator.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You could. So, for instance, we have these business models where people start businesses and they have to go around and have to convince people with large amounts of money to invest in these companies. They have to go to banks and all that kind of stuff. You had somebody go on Shark Tank. They had the ring, and they get told it's a terrible idea, even though it's $1 billion idea. Now, if you were to present that idea to me and you and say we're going to create an NFT and then we need money, you'll be an owner, and as this business grows, you'll benefit directly every time we sell these things, anytime we expand. If we sell the company, whatever happens after this, you're going to be entitled to a portion of these gains. You believed in us first, and then because you believe in this project, you're actually going to benefit. We're going to have a lot of opportunities to get in a lot of these projects that we just flat out didn't have opportunity through the crowdfunding. So, just we pointed out people trying to buy the Constitution and different documents and pieces of art before. So we may not be able, fractions of things that you want to own. You may not have, this $1 million for this particular painting, but you do want to be a partial owner of it, and you want your family to have partial ownership of it. And these things are assets as well. So, these NFTs have liquidity. So you transfer the NFT that's backed by Ethereum into somebody's and lets them hold it for liquidity, you're going to get paid. The money's there. Money's there. So Web 3.0 is for the creators. We create. We need to get paid. You're an artist. You create the music. You start from the bottom. You don't want to have to run out to the bank. You don't want to have to run out to people. You want to talk to the people directly, the people you want to, instead of having to deal with people you don't. Web 3.0 is the future. It's coming. We need it. We need it.
I like this question. Get Official with Dante just asked, do you think there would be a total transformation from Web 2.0? If so, what's the ultimate time frame? To Web 2.0 to 3.0? If so, what's your estimate on time frame, Bossgang? I'll let you take this, brother.
Yeah, no, there's not going to. So there's a need for everything. So I'm going to say this. The same way we have a need for decentralized finance, we have a need for centralized finance, because something has to control the overall, right? We have to have something with some kind of oversight. We just can't have people going around here just, doing anything that they want to do. So there's a benefit. So, for instance, we tell people not to necessarily hold assets in Coinbase, but there are benefits to holding assets in Coinbase, because all of your money is not going to be able to be moved around tax-free. There are things that are going to come with it. So with the Web 2.0, let's say there's information for the public that we do need to have available. How do you get your tax refunds, right? We don't want centralized people telling you how to get your tax run. No. Tax returns done. We need, a centralized, system, that's organized. So there are certain beautiful uses, as long as it's not just to directly, take, public services and all that kind of stuff. We do need decentralized services. We might have Amber Alerts and different things like that. We need decentralized services that help us. So there's a need for both, but we just can't be all one-sided. And all we're doing is just creating this balance, this yin and this yang. So there's a need for both, for sure.
Agree with you. Well said.
Timeline, we already started. We're at the beginning. I don't know. How long did it take from the internet to get here?
Exactly.
10, 15 years?
Yeah, right. Yeah. We definitely already started, and it's happening slowly, but yeah, it could happen. And I can see it as I can see it happening as soon as within 5 years. Like if everybody started waking up and transition over to cryptocurrency and its benefits, but I like the time frame that you said, about 10, 15 years.
Helium. We got decentralized internet, right? They talk about the internet. So we can't just have, some kind of program and we're still running on AT&T internet. So we got like Helium, decentralized internet ran by the people, Web 3.0 platforms built on top of Helium platforms and Web 3.0s. Mm-hmm. And then there we go, decentralized internet, good for the environment, green, all the kind of good stuff, all those benefits.
So he said he just followed up his question saying that he was referring to users and businesses transferring. Did we answer that part? Uh, okay, so like users and businesses, well, businesses, they will have to adjust. They will have to adapt. People like Facebook, you see Facebook's already adapting to, they know that they won't be able to continue to sell our information. They see the future, so companies are going to have to adapt or die for sure. They already have a big head start. They already have all our information. They know us as consumers. They already have, everything they need to know about us, and they already have all the capital. That they have hundreds of millions and just losing millions of dollars off of inflation sitting in the bank. So they have a nice head start, and they have people working for them night and day to, researchers to make sure that they won't be left in the dust. So I'm sure most of these big companies will just adapt and figure out how to adapt and still keep getting money. But as they're just gonna have to get with the wave or get lost for sure. Users are going to keep adapting, just how we've been doing. We've been doing the same. Users have already been doing the same thing. We've already been creating content. You see what we're doing now is creating content, but instead of YouTube, soon we'll be using a different platform to where all of the funds that we make on here, or that you guys decide to donate to us, will be coming to us. I'm not saying that we're going to be using YouTube forever, but the users are going to just keep doing what they've been doing. So I hope that answers your questions, Dante. Of course, Bossgang, add anything if you feel like you need to. We want to make sure we answer his question.
These companies, they started. If so, right now, if you were to win an award on YouTube, you don't get a plaque, you get an NFT. TikTok, they're trying to reward these people with their own platforms, give people NFTs. They understand you guys are important. If you guys leave and go do your own thing, we have nothing left. We have nothing left. If they're like, you guys can go, all you guys creators, you guys do your own thing, you guys reward your people, we won't have anything left. So we gotta reach out to you so we don't get left behind.
That's so dope that you mentioned that about YouTube. I didn't know that they start transitioning to NFTs instead of plaques, which makes sense. That's like, hey, we could give you a plaque, which is nice and neat for you to put on pictures of, but let's give you an NFT that you could eventually resell for a lot more money, so that's dope. That's dope. They see that
you could give your users part of that.
Yeah,
you can fraction out your plaque.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's like they understand they got to get with it or get lost for sure. So let's answer a couple more questions before we let the people go. We don't want to hold them all night. But a good one that I did want to get your opinion on. Well, this will be quick. What is the role of the blockchain on Web 3.0? The same role that it is now is God, basically. It's what's gonna create and cement these transactions. Basically, these is gonna, once it's on a blockchain, it can't be altered at all. So it's gonna create that legitimacy that we want behind our purchases. Before, if I'm selling you a watch, basically, if I'm reselling one of my, if I, as a creator, I'm reselling you something that, hey, I bought this same watch from Kevin Hart, some years ago. I bought this car from Kevin Hart some years ago. It will be on the blockchain. That transaction will be on the blockchain. So you just won't have to take my word for it. It's just going to make everything more established, more legitimate, and to where we, so that's what I think the blockchain is going to do. Anything you want to add about Web 3.0 on the blockchain?
No, just blockchain. So to me, blockchain is a whole technology. Blockchain is a thought process more than everything.
Good way to
so it's a thought process that we as the users, we monitor each other, and we actually tokenize this blockchain. We actually tokenized it with these tokens. So we backed the blockchain with these tokens. So it's these collections of tokens, but actually what the tokens just represent us and our interests in the things that we own. So it's the group thought. We want to do this, so this is what we're going to do. We are the blockchain. Here, you get a token, you get a token, and it's official that you agreed to this transaction right here. But we are the blockchain. So to me, it's a thought process. When we're going forward, you hear talking about the technology and all that. It's all about people thinking. It's all about people thinking and their thought process. So the blockchain, to me, overall, just a mentality of everybody working together, and we found a way to create tokens out of it.
Exactly. All right. Let's end it with this question. Since Web 3.0 will be decentralized, will central authority try to find ways to put regulations in place to gain some sort of control, or will it be virtually impossible for any type of regulation? Go ahead, Bossgang. Let you start there.
So they've tried to do it. We saw
Yeah,
with China try to do different countries, but it's decentralized. You can't do anything. You
exactly.
can't do anything. People own wallets. They have no idea who owns these wallets.
Exactly.
Nobody knows. We don't know. Yeah, no. So they're going to try. So they tried. They tried to create FUD, and what do they do now? We're trying to create our own. That's all they can't actually stop. They can't stop me and Legacy from sending money back and forth. But they can say try ours, I
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah, I don't see them being able to do too much either. Um, Actually, one of the show
Shut
ideas.
down the internet,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe.
One of the ideas I have for a future show with the Crypto Academy is just explaining the back end of crypto and of Bitcoin and understanding why it's so impossible for people to stop. But because they would have, trust me, they would have stopped this a long time ago if they could have. So once we go into a little bit more detail of why, it's so kind of is impossible for them to stop, then I think you understand why I think Web 3.0 would be the same. It all falls under the same, it's all the same working mechanism, same software, same contracts that's holding it all together, same system. It's not, I can't just go to, I can't go to California and just tell the CEO of of Bitcoin to shut everything down. It's not like that. It's not like Google or any of these centralized companies to where it's the top. You knock off one leg in crypto, is 8 of them going to replace it. So it's a
You can't
strong
get rid of centralized
thing.
internet.
You
I
can't.
got I have a box with radio
Yeah,
signals, and you got a box with radio
exactly,
signals. We
exactly.
share information. We keep building this up. You're gonna have to take everybody's equipment away.
Yes, sir. So I think we touched on everything. Again, Web 3.0 is very, very new. Concept is very new. We just have an idea of where we're heading. It's being created slowly but surely. And in many ways, there's a lot of decentralized ways to do things out there. Even with it's a decentralized version of Airbnb called D-Tribal. So it's a lot of sites out here that are doing what we're saying, but it's just slowly taking over. Again, it's a decentralized version of Twitch, where the gamers stream and they get paid for streaming. But the same with it's I forgot the name of the decentralized version of that, but it's basically people. Fran, please ask your question. We'll answer your question before we get out of here, but I'm gonna just keep wrapping it up in the meantime. But yeah, it's already decentralized versions of ways that we do things already. It's just about us just putting the time and the research out there to learn these things, and also for us to be smart enough to transition to what the norm is, because they're going to keep spreading fear about these sites and cryptocurrency overall. But you gotta be smart enough to put that research in to where, hey, if I'm getting paid, if I'm on trial, if I do Airbnb currently, so I'm going to use that D-Travel as an example. If I'm getting paid in the travel tokens, it's just me being smart enough to and being able to convert it over to Bitcoin, or convert it over to USDT. Just being able to understand how to work within crypto. Once it's a USDT, it's just a stable coin. I don't have to worry about the fluctuations of the market. As good as me counting my profit in, locking my profit in, basically. So a lot of people not aware of how to move with crypto to eliminate the risk, and they feel like, okay, if I get it in this token, and then the token crashes, like I'm scared. Like, it's just an understanding when and knowing how to lock in profits and just how to navigate through crypto. So I do want to answer our young Pack brothers Fran's questions before we get out of here. He said, what utility would you love to see in an NFT project? How do you feel about an NFT that would pay you a dividend for holding? They already have those for sure. um they man Bossgang, you want to start with this? I want to look up something for Fran real quick while you're answering this.
Yeah, those that's common. That's the new wave. The new wave is every business is going to have to give the people incentivize people to hold. So people like money. People like money. So unless you're actually having a specific NFT, like there, I'm sure there'll be like coffee drinkers NFTs or some animated coffee cups where you get access to do different all these coffee partnerships. You can walk in any coffee shop in the United States or around the world, and if you're one of these holders NFT, you get your free cup of coffee, something like that. So you could have the specific ones. The money always works.
Yes,
Money
sir.
always works.
That's for sure. Yeah, but it's definitely plenty of NFTs that currently pay you for holding them. The biggest one is called Genesis Apes, I want to call it. So I'm trying to find now, but they literally pay you about I want to say 44 banana tokens a day, which is, and right now currently banana tokens are trading at, let me see, they're currently trading at
See, I don't know if my man Legacy cut out for a minute. Let me give him a second, see if we can get him back in. Maybe talking about banana tokens, passive income, but yeah, when it comes to NFTs, definitely money is the way to go. If somebody tells me they're going to pay me money for the NFT, I'm going to buy it. So yeah, you're going to create liquidity for the overall project, and they'll take that money and do whatever they need to do with it. So anyway, I'm not sure what happened to Legacy. We've been here for a while. If you guys have more questions, make sure you write those down. Make sure you hit us up in the Discord, hit us up on YouTube. Make sure you are liking and subscribing to these videos. You want to stay up to date with the latest content that we have to offer. Make sure you follow myself, Bossgang VIP. Make sure you're following Investing for Legacy. Make sure you are following Alpha Pack Trading on Facebook, Alpha Pack Trading on Instagram, Alpha Pack Trades on Twitter. If you have anybody that's interested in finding out more, you can direct them to the website, www.alphapackTrading.com. We preach education, and we're all about educating people and helping people become confident, independent traders, stronger together, powerful alone, stronger together. So I'm not sure what happened to Legacy, but I don't want to hold you guys. So until next time, you guys know how to get at us. We're going to get out of here. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the market tomorrow. Peace out. Buy low, still high. Buy low, still high. Buy low.